40 years of The Legend of Zelda is a big deal, not just for Nintendo, but for anyone who's grown up alongside this series. And the interesting thing about this anniversary isn't what people are asking for, it's what Nintendo can realistically deliver right now without rushing the future. Because Zelda games don't get smaller as time goes on. They get bigger, slower, more deliberate. And after The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Nintendo doesn't need to sprint straight into the next era to make the 40th feel special. Instead, this anniversary feels like a moment to celebrate the legacy, the games people still talk about, replay, and associate with very specific points in their lives. So rather than wild wish lists or distant endgame reveals, let's talk about what Nintendo is most likely to do. Not what we want, not what social media is predicting, but what actually makes sense for Zelda's 40th anniversary right now. I'll come on to what I think we'll definitely get shortly, but if Nintendo is going to anchor this anniversary with one major release, there's really one obvious candidate, and that's of course Ocarina of Time. This isn't just a fan favourite, it's the game that defined 3D Zelda entirely. Lock-on combat, dungeon structure, musical storytelling, time travel, all of it traces back here. Which is exactly why a remake, not a simple remaster, feels right for this moment. Not a full reinvention and not a Breath of the Wild style overhaul, but a respectful rebuild. Modern visuals, smoother animations, improved camera control, some quality of life changes while keeping the tone, pacing and identity completely intact. Nintendo has shown before that it's comfortable treating its most important games carefully, and for a 40th anniversary, celebrating the point where Zelda truly became Zelda makes perfect sense. But what are we actually getting? Isn't there another piece of the puzzle that feels almost inevitable? Nintendo know that the community is desperate for this. And this truly is the perfect time for a couple of very specific masterpieces from the good old legend of Zelda Vault. I am of course talking about the long-awaited and long-requested return of Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. Now is the time. These games already exist, they already look great, and they're still stuck on a console that most people don't have easy access to. Make no mistake, Nintendo know we want this. From Nintendo's perspective, this is about as low risk as it gets. Bringing them to modern hardware keeps Zelda visible, gives newer fans access to major entries in the series, and fills release space without pulling developers away from the next big game. They don't need new content or major reworks, they just need to be available. And if Nintendo wants the anniversary to feel complete, having Toon Link's lighter, experimental era sitting alongside Twilight Princess's darker, more grounded tone does a great job of showing the range of what Zelda has been over 40 years. On top of the games, this is also the perfect moment for Nintendo to quietly go big with merchandise and hardware. New Zelda Amiibo is a quick way to keep fans happy, Toon Ganondorf being the perfect choice, alongside a couple of the pirates or the King of Red Lions. With or without Link aboard, this Amiibo would look great. Or how about the Postman from Twilight Princess? What Amiibo would you guys like to see? A Zelda-themed Pro Controller isn't outside the realms of possibility, and possibly even Joy-Cons with subtle gold or green detailing. Anniversary-themed accessories are an easy win. Nintendo loves this kind of celebration because it's collectible, nostalgic, visible, and it makes the anniversary feel tangible, even if you're not playing something brand new. What we probably won't see, at least not properly, is the next mainline game in the series. Maybe a hint, maybe a comment in an interview, maybe a piece of concept art at most, but not a full reveal. And honestly, that's fine. And this is where the timing actually starts to make sense. Mainline Zelda games aren't getting faster to make, they're getting more ambitious. After Tears of the Kingdom, Nintendo doesn't need to rush the next chapter just to stay relevant. In fact, that long build-up, the years of speculation, theory crafting and slow reveals has become part of the Zelda experience itself. So rather than pulling the curtain back too early, the 40th anniversary works as a pause, a look back, a reminder of how strong the foundation already is, and that patience is exactly what gives the next game room to breathe. The hype cycle around Tears of the Kingdom worked because it had time. Time to speculate, time to imagine, time to let expectations build naturally. Nintendo knows that now. So letting the 40th anniversary focus on the past while the future quietly cooks in the background feels deliberate rather than disappointing. So realistically, Zelda's 40th anniversary isn't about shock reveals or suddenly jumping into a new era. It's about honouring the games that defined generations, making sure they're playable and preserved, and giving the next chapter the patience it deserves. Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, that isn't Nintendo playing it safe. That's Nintendo showing confidence in what Zelda already is. And sometimes that's more exciting than looking ahead to the next installment. But what do you think? Is there anything else Nintendo might throw in to help mark the anniversary? If you're enjoying this kind of Zelda content, subscribe. There's more on the way. And of course, more Zelda lore and theory. Thanks, have a good one, and catch you next time.